When we talk about CBT, we look at the maintenance cycles, how your problems are being maintained by different factors. So there are two areas of maintenance factors that we look at. We look at your quality of thoughts, negative thoughts, and we also look at how you respond to those thoughts. So we are looking at what is it that's keeping you stuck? What is it that's contributing to the vicious cycle that you hear people talk about? So we look at the thought processes and we look at the behaviors. Sometimes the thoughts will really like trigger a lot of really difficult emotions, and because you feel in a certain way, you may then respond in a specific way that may not necessarily be helpful. So in terms of the behavioral response, we can look at it as avoidance, or we can look at it as some safety-seeking behaviors. So if, let's say, you've been out and you felt anxious and you felt like, gosh, I can't deal with it, and then you escape back home, you go back home, and you start feeling better, you may then think that that's the solution. But what you don't realize is by you escaping from these situations, you are actually reinforcing the beliefs that being out there is not safe, I can't cope, and then you get stuck. First thing you could do is to take a step back and identify a specific negative thought and ask yourself, am I confusing facts with opinions? Because your thoughts are not facts. Just think about this. If you were advising somebody you care about, if they were going through what you're going through, what sort of advice would you give them? And 5 to 10 years from now, would this still matter the way it matters to you right now? Would you still think that way or have those beliefs if you are not feeling the way you feel right now? So it's really important to just slow things down and really look at them objectively. Bearing in mind that CBT is about change, it's really looking at specifics. So the avoidance or some of the safety behaviors you may be using will, in the moment, offer you some temporary relief, but it does not necessarily give you long-lasting solutions. And then again, it contributes to you being stuck, and it's a vicious cycle, and you're just going around in circles. So I would like you to imagine perhaps you are trying to make sure you are able to hang out with your friends and you don't feel like you want to escape all the time, and you actually take time to notice your environment without using safety behaviors, being on your phone or pretending you're busy, or just avoiding eye contact, especially in social situations. So what we can do is we can break it down in terms of like adding some behavioral components where we agree as a behavioral experiment that if you go out there, try and just draw some safety behaviors and maybe just try and see what happens. An experiment is an experiment. We don't know what's going to happen. And then when you come back to therapy, we can then really look at, okay, what did happen? Did you struggle to cope as much as you thought you would struggle to cope? Was there anything specific that you thought was going to happen that did happen or did not happen? And you look at the severity of, your distress, look at how much you were able to engage fully with some people. So if your goal was, I would like to be able to connect with my friends, to initiate conversations and to hang out with them and have fun. By the end of therapy, let's say therapy is about 12 weeks, right? I would suggest once every week, try something new. Try and incorporate everything that you're learning as much as possible. Write down some summaries for each session and try and remember key learning points from each session. You have to be responsible for your recovery. You can't put that on your therapist that, well, I'm not getting better because of my therapist. Remember, it's a partnership, it's collaborative. So you have to. If you found this useful and you'd like to try therapy, you can contact us at Gatcombe House in Portsmouth. We are Fresh Start Psychological Services, and you can send us a text or call us on 07395814312, or you can send us an email, and our email address is